Have you ever thought about what you would do if there was a food crisis? It's not the most pleasant thought, but it's an important one. Just imagine, for a moment, grocery store shelves empty, the price of food skyrocketing, and the security of your food supply hanging in the balance. It's a scenario that's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. In the United States, we're accustomed to the convenience of supermarkets brimming with food. But what if this abundance were to suddenly disappear? Factors like extreme weather conditions, soil degradation, and over-reliance on chemical fertilizers and pesticides can all contribute to a potential food crisis. Think about it. Our conventional farming methods are depleting the soil of nutrients, making it harder to grow crops. And when we do manage to grow something, we're often reliant on a cocktail of chemicals that aren't exactly good for us or the environment. It's a system that's not just unsustainable, but also potentially dangerous. In times of crisis, having a renewable food supply becomes more than just a convenience. It becomes a necessity. And that's where the concept of a survival garden comes in. A survival garden is not your typical backyard garden. It's a garden designed to be resilient, to withstand extreme conditions, and to provide a steady supply of fresh, organic produce. It's a garden that doesn't require constant weeding or the use of harmful pesticides. Instead, it relies on natural ecosystem processes and even animals to maintain its health. It's a garden that can yield up to 8 times more produce than traditional gardens. And the best part? It's a garden that can be hidden from prying eyes and set up in small spaces, like your balcony. So, are you ready to discover a survival garden that can keep you well fed when stuff hits the fan? Then click the link in the description below this video. What if I told you that there's a way to produce fresh, organic food year after year without the need for watering, digging, fertilizing, or weeding? Imagine a garden that not only provides you with a constant supply of nutrient-rich produce, but also requires minimal effort to maintain. That's the beauty of a survival garden. A survival garden isn't your ordinary backyard plot. It's an innovative approach to sustainable gardening that can yield up to 8 times more produce than traditional gardens. That's right, 8 times. You could be harvesting a plethora of fruits and vegetables, enough to fill your pantry and then some. But the benefits don't stop there. This type of garden is designed to be hidden in plain sight. It can seamlessly blend into your landscape, making it virtually invisible to nosy neighbors and potential looters. It's a clever way to keep your food supply safe and secure, especially in times of crisis. And you might be thinking, but I don't have enough space for a garden. Well, here's the kicker. You don't need a sprawling backyard to set up a survival garden. It can be tailored to fit small spaces like a balcony or a tiny patch of land. It's all about utilizing what you have efficiently. Now let's talk about resilience. A survival garden is designed to thrive in extreme weather conditions. Whether it's a scorching summer or a freezing winter, your garden will continue to produce. It's an ecosystem in itself, self-sustaining and resilient. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, it's not. Click the link in the description below this video to discover the hidden survival garden that will keep you well fed when stuff hits the fan. You might be wondering, how does this survival garden work without the need for constant weeding or the use of pesticides? Well, the answer lies in the organic gardening methods that it employs. The survival garden takes a cue from Mother Nature herself, using natural ecosystem processes to maintain its health. Rather than trying to control every aspect of the garden, like traditional gardening methods often do, it surrenders to the principles of nature. It creates a system where plants, insects, and microorganisms work together in harmony to keep the garden flourishing. The survival garden uses companion planting, which is a technique where different types of plants are grown together for their mutual benefit. Some plants help each other grow, some keep pests away from each other, and others replenish the nutrients that their companions deplete. This method not only maximizes the yield of the garden, but also reduces the need for artificial fertilizers and pesticides. Speaking of which, let's talk about conventional gardening and farming methods. They often rely heavily on chemical fertilizers and pesticides. These chemicals can harm the soil, the water supply, and the beneficial insects and microorganisms that help plants grow. They also deplete the soil of its nutrients over time, making it less fertile and productive. The survival garden, on the other hand, nurtures the soil. It uses organic matter like compost and mulch to feed the soil, making it rich in nutrients. This, in turn, helps the plants grow stronger and more resistant to diseases and pests. And because the survival garden doesn't use any chemical fertilizers or pesticides, it keeps the soil, the water, and the garden's ecosystem healthy and balanced. Moreover, the survival garden also relies on animals to keep it thriving. Chickens, for example, can help control pests, weed the garden, and fertilize the soil with their droppings. Bees and other pollinators are also attracted to the garden, helping the plants reproduce and boosting the garden's productivity. So, are you ready to take a step towards a more sustainable and nutrient-rich food supply? Click the link in the description below this video to discover the hidden survival garden that will keep you well-fed when stuff hits the fan. In a world where food security is becoming increasingly uncertain, having your own survival garden can be a game changer. Let's take a breather and reflect on what we've discussed so far. Traditional gardening methods are becoming a thing of the past, with their heavy reliance on chemicals, constant weeding, and depletion of soil nutrients. Contrastingly, the survival garden is a breath of fresh air, or rather, a breath of fresh produce. This unique approach to gardening is a testament to the power of natural ecosystems, working harmoniously with Mother Nature rather than against her. It requires no watering, digging, fertilizing, or weeding, and yet it can produce fresh, organic food year after year. Imagine having a garden that yields up to 8 times more produce than traditional gardens. Not only does it offer an abundance of food, but it also can be hidden from prying eyes, ensuring your food supply remains safe and secure. The survival garden is not just a garden, it's a lifeline. It thrives in extreme weather conditions and can be set up even in the smallest of spaces like a balcony. It's a testament to resilience and adaptability, embodying the true spirit of survival. Times of crisis can strike at any moment. Having a renewable food supply is not just a convenience, it's a necessity. And the survival garden fulfills that necessity beautifully, providing a sustainable, organic, and reliable source of nourishment. So, as we look towards the future, it's clear that the survival garden isn't just an option, it's the way forward. It symbolizes a new era of self-sufficiency, resilience, and harmony with nature. Visit the link in the description below this video to discover the hidden survival garden that will keep you well-fed when stuff hits the fan. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And don't forget to leave a comment below letting me know what you think.